I think it was Puerto Rico. I said it's like every time it's a spot like this, it's like he's always hitting when it's a chance like this, and he's always. It's like a sixth sense that you know it's going to happen. Like you look over on deck and you're like, does he bat every time it's a tie game? And then every time it seems like he's coming through too. So it's huge.
Deep right field. Good night. Francisco Lindor, his 29th home run of the year, and he sends the Indians off with a 5-2 win. It looks like he's aged right before our very eyes. Mike Clevenger only slightly over-exaggerated the fact that it seems like Lindor's always at the plate when the game's on the line, and he always comes through. Last night he did, and the Indians now have a chance to take 3 out of 4 from the Twins here this afternoon. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. So last night's game ended in thrilling fashion. Today's game might be thrilling from start to finish because of the pitching matchup. Corey Kluber will go for Cleveland, and against the Central Division, Rick, he has won 8 of 9 decisions this year.
And we think Corey is back. In his last game, he had a shutout, his 7th career shutout, and his 2nd complete game of the season. And he was dealing. The ball was moving every which way. It almost looked like it was on a string. He looked very much under control. He's 8-3 at his home ballpark, and he's been pitching very well since coming back, and his knee looks to be fine. 14-6 on the year, looking for win number 15, and you can see a .55 ERA in his last 2 starts, but will be matched up against Jose Barrios, who can also be very tough. You can see 2-0 this year against the Indians, and that curveball that he has right there is nasty. This will be his first start at Progressive Field. He's pitched twice against them in Minnesota, and he is 1-0. But this guy, he's a tough guy against the Indians.
Yeah, that start down in Puerto Rico against the Indians, he was just filthy. And for Barrios, in his last 11 starts, 9 times he has held the opposition to 3 runs or less. We'll be back with today's play-by-play. Alan Jensen will have the showstopper, and we'll check in with Andre Knott all straight ahead. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Who But WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. And by Cleveland Clinic Express Care online. Tap the app for 24/7 virtual visits.
1 thus far. Jose Barrios on the hill for Minnesota in a battle of aces. Back here in center field along with Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski. Let's take a look at our showstopper from last night and an exciting young player from the Atlanta Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr. Does a couple of things, Jensen. Number 1, he can hit home runs.
Yes.
This is number 12 on the season. And number 2, he can take home runs away.
Al, did you know he is the 5th player in MLB this year to hit a homer and rob a homer in the same game?
I did not until you told me just now.
However, he is the first to do both in the same inning. Yeah, well, you learned something today.
Tidbit of tidbits.
Yeah, Steve
right
Warren
there.
thought our pregame show wasn't good. We just saved it right there, Steve-O.
We
Boom.
certainly did. We
Yeah.
certainly did. Matt Underwood and Rick Manning have the call on today's game. And guys, couple of aces on the hill. Kluber versus Barrios.
Should be fun, Al. It usually is when you get good pitching locked up. Two guys that know how to shut down lineups. But then sometimes you build up a great pitching matchup and it's 8-7 in the 4th inning. You just
That
never
could
know.
always happen.
What we do know is our man Andre Knott's ready to roll. Let's go down onto the field, check in with him before today's game with our Hear Right Sounds of the Game.
Thank you very much, Matt. When we talk about Corey Kluber, we talk about his routine. You hear Tito talk about it. You hear Carl Willis talk about it. You hear the other pitchers talk about it. He's coming off maybe his best start of the season where he threw under 100 pitches to go 9 full innings against the Angels. But sitting down with Carl Willis just a few days ago after his latest bullpen, the best may yet to come.
I marvel a lot. You know, it's funny. He just had a bullpen session today, and probably one of the better bullpen sessions he's had since very, very early in the spring or in the season. And I mentioned to Brian Sweeney, I said, you know, it's amazing that, you know, 5 weeks ago we were really searching. He was really searching to feel, I think, what he felt today, which was executing pitches. You know, whether it be the breaking ball, the changeup, the 4-2 seamer, and I think his mental strength and just his routine in general has allowed him. Now he's physically, you know, feeling 100%. It took him a little while to correct some of the, you know, habits he got into and compensating for how he felt. And I think now he's very, very close to the guy that we saw early on in the season.
Well, he never ventures off track too much at all. You know, he had a knee issue, but that seems to be resolved, and certainly let's hope so.
And with our man Andre Knott, we've come full circle in 24 hours. He's gone from quoting Kid Cudi to Frank Sinatra. The best is yet to come in the short span of a day. So,
well, you know, he bounces back from a night game really well.
yes, he does. He's ready to go. And so are the Indians as Corey Kluber leads them out onto the field.
Too late, Andre. We gave you your chance,
eclectic.
brother.
You're eclectic, all right.
All right, let's take a look at Corey Kluber. He is our Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher today. And as they said, he's coming off one of his best starts of the year. Complete game shutout. That's his 7th career shutout. His 2nd complete game on the year. He allowed only 3 hits, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. That came against the Angels. He'll make his 24th start of the season and his 3rd start against the Minnesota Twins, where he is 1-1 with a 3.86 ERA. So they beat him the last time he pitched against them. Let's see if he can come back and return the favor.
Twins starting lineup for Paul Molitor looks like this. Logan Forsythe jumps all the way up to the leadoff spot. Joe Mauer not in there today. Eddie Rosario will DH and hit second. Jorge Polanco is third. Miguel Sano batting cleanup. No Logan Morrison today as well. Max Kepler is in right field. Then A-Ray Adrianza, Jake Cave, Johnny Field gets the start in left batting 8th, and Bobby Wilson will catch and hit 9th.
The Indians defense brought to you by Chrysler. Looks like this. Brantley in left. Allen called back again. He gets the start in center. Cabrera is over and right. At third base, it'll be Ramirez. Lindor is at short. Kipnis at second. Alonso at first. Perez behind the plate.
Adrian Johnson has the plate this afternoon. Marvin Hudson, the crew chief, down at first. Trip Gibson at second. Ryan Addington will be at third. And the umpires were very busy right up until today's first pitch. They were on the headset behind home plate. Looked like they were talking about dugouts. Might be an issue with the replay system. We'll let you know if we get any information passed along our way.
You know, that's funny because we had issues when we were in Minnesota with the replay system, if you remember that.
77 degrees, just a few clouds overhead. Ideal. If you were going to draw it up and say this is what an afternoon game should be like, this is what you had in mind. And folks are still jamming their way into the ballpark as we speak. Logan Forsythe 5 for 9 in the series, takes the first pitch low and away, ball 1.
Yeah, nice day baseball. Great pitching matchup. Kluber 8-1 against the Central Division. Barrios 7-0 against the Central.
I mean, this is just the best. It's not really hot. It's just perfect. That humidity that we had earlier in the week seems to have gone. Here's the 1-1. Just missed low and away. Forsythe, since coming to the Twins, has 9 hits and 21 at bats. Right back by Kluber, and Forsythe has another hit. That's 6 hits in the series.
Yeah.
Storylines today are brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Classic pitchers duel, and you better play defense.
Yeah, you figure going into this game there's a good chance it's going to be a very low scoring game, and you don't want to make any mistakes or give up any extra outs. The Twins yesterday made 3 errors as a team, and it certainly cost them.
Eddie Rosario, the DH, 5 for 11 in the series with a pair of doubles. Kluber's fastball misses inside. .299 average. He has 20 home runs, 28 doubles, and in this series it seems like he's hit everything they've thrown his way. So officially we have been told there is a problem with the replay communication system. So because of that, each team will have 1 manager challenge and then unlimited crew challenges. They can ask the umpires to review things on an unlimited number of times after that. One ball, 1 strike, 1 on. And Rosario can't catch up to the high heat.
Steps out of the box and shakes his head. He knows that he went upstairs and swung at a ball.
Well, that's a pitch that Trevor Bauer was able to strike him out on the other night. He's only struck out twice in the series, and both times it was against Bauer. And both times I believe it was a fastball. Once he just challenged him right down the chute and he couldn't catch up.
But it goes to show you the plate coverage that this guy has. Because if you remember in the one game against Carrasco, when he started, he was covering the low part of the zone and away, and he will go up top around the letters, and he can get to it too. He had a ball last night for a base hit that was up and off the plate, off Clevenger. That was a, you just wonder how he got to put the ball in play and got a base hit.
Swung on and missed. He went right back upstairs again, and Rosario could not help himself. That's strikeout number 147 for Corey Kluber this year.
That's really a good job by Kluber, staying with, if you want to swing at it, you're going to continue to climb the ladder. And you can see that was above the letters, but he continued to swing and he got himself out.
Down to Andre.
Well, Roberto Perez, he doesn't catch every day, as we all know, but that's the one thing he's trying to install in all the starting pitchers. Use the high fastball. He says it's the one thing he picks up watching games when Gomes is catching, is that is a pitch that can get hitters out if you use it the right way.
Yeah, it is, Andre, but can many pitchers locate it up there?
Right.
You know, sometimes they have a tough time getting it up above the zone because they're all concentrating on getting it down.
But you talked about it with Bauer. He's done it really well with Bauer, and that's just kind of his conversation with the other pitchers. If you can throw it the right way and get it up there, it can be effective, is his point.
I totally agree.
2 down after the bounce out by Polanco. They forced Forsythe at second base, and now the big man Miguel Sano. Only 2 hits in the series. They both came last night, a double and then a home run to tie the game in the top of the 9th. However, Twins' jubilation was short-lived, thanks to Francisco Lindor, who won it in the bottom of the 9th with a 3-run homer.
Yeah, it was a couple of good at-bats prior to that, though. Kipnis got a base hit to left. Geyer got it going, and he was saying, I was just looking for a fastball, going to hit it at the shortstop, and he sped up his bat, throwing a changeup, and he pulled it for a homer.
Runner goes, pitch was up and in. The throw down is in plenty of time. They got him. And the inning is over. Polanco caught stealing for the 2nd time this year. No runs, a hit, nobody left. The Indians are coming to bat.
Having a nice year. He was an all-star. He's 11-8 with a 351. He's 1-0 against the Indians this year in his 2 starts.
Terry Francona starting 9, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor. What a series he's had. 6 for 14, 2 home runs leading it off. Then it's Michael Brantley and Jose Ramirez, Edwin Encarnacion, Yonder Alonso, and Melky Cabrera. Jason Kipnis, Roberto Perez, and Greg Allen is in center field batting 9th. Tough situation for Tito and the Tribe. They traded for Leonis Martin. Looked like a perfect fit. Everything was going along smoothly. Missed last night's game. Tito said he had some intestinal upheaval, essentially. And then today, bang, he's on the disabled list, and it's got everybody kind of scratching their head. Details are very limited, if you have any details, other than that they told us non-baseball, so it's not an injury. But everybody obviously hoping that things are fine with Martin, but
the worst part of it, you don't know. So you start thinking about it.
What
you
could
start
it be?
thinking bad things.
You know, deep right field down the line, but he's out in front of that one by a whisker.
Boy, that was hit hard.
Similar to the ball he hit last night to end the game.
It didn't have. It was a breaking ball too, one of his curve balls, and it didn't have much time to hook, but it just missed the pole. That was hit sharply, not by much.
This one's hit hard. Right field. Kepler makes the catch. And then crashed into that chain link fence and held on. One away. Boy. Lindor comes out swinging here today.
That was a heck of a play. He gets on top of a high fastball. And that's he hit the changeup out last night, but that was a high hitter. Look at Kepler come out of nowhere and make the play. And I thought it might slip out of the glove, but it stays in there, making a nice play, taking an extra base hit away from Lindor.
So up comes Michael Brantley.
Barrios, a guy, strikeout pitcher, 148 strikeouts. He's also pitched very well against the Central Division. I told you earlier, 7-0 with a 229 earned run average.
Brantley 4 for 10 in the series, has scored 3 runs.
Barrios, he doesn't walk many. He's walked 36 on the year. Giving up 118 hits in his 146 innings of work.
Just barely in there at the top of the strike zone. Full count. And that is ball 4.
Take a look at the Twins defense behind Barrios this afternoon. It'll be Field in left field, Cave in center, Kepler over and right. On the infield from third to first, Adrianza is at third, Polanco at short, Forsythe at second, Sano at first, Wilson behind the plate.
Jose Ramirez 4 for 16 in his career against Barrios. In the series, Ramirez 1 for 8, but he has also drawn 4 walks. Twins shift 3 on the right side. And Ramirez pops it up. Shallow center, out goes Polanco, and the center fielder, Cave, makes the catch, 2 down. That'll bring up Edwin Encarnacion. For the Indians batting for designated hitter, number 10, Edwin Encarnacion. 5 runs batted in the series for Edwin. 3-run homer, a couple of sacrifice flies. Grounded, just foul. We were talking the other day, and it wasn't that long ago. At least in our minds, it wasn't that long ago. Where 25 and 100 was a big year for an offensive player. And this season, the Indians have a great opportunity to have 3 guys all hit 30 or more homers and drive in 100 or more.
Yeah, that's going back a ways, like into the 90s when maybe that happened. But you're right. It's crazy numbers.
Ramirez, Lindor, Encarnacion, all up there in homers, and then 5 with 60 or more runs batted.
First 5 guys in the lineup have 60.
Lindor is driven in 71. Ramirez 83, Edwin 81. So those 3 guys, it's not beyond the realm of possibility that they could all get to 100 runs batted in.
I think they all will.
Edwin, when he gets hot, he could hit 5 home runs in a week. We just haven't seen him really have an extended tear.
Right. He has not been able to take off on one of those home run binges.
And yet here he is at 25 and 81.
Well, look at the guys in front of him. Lindor has, what, 98 runs scored. He has base runners galore.
1-1 pitch. Low fastball. Swings through it, 1-2.
You know, and we tell you the number of runs that they've scored in the first inning, and it's a rarity that he comes to the plate and he's hitting with nobody on.
Yeah, that's a great point.
When he comes up and you're looking around, you say there's nobody on base, you go, holy smokes.
If he's batting in the first inning, well, obviously if he's batting in the first inning, there's got to be somebody on base. He's hitting fourth, but I wonder how many times he hasn't hit in the first inning of a game this year. I'll bet it can't be many.
Well, it doesn't seem like it. The role that the offense has been on.
Well, you just look at, Lindor's hitting almost 300. Ramirez is hitting almost 300. Brantley's hitting almost 300.
Yep.
So odds are somebody has reached base in the first inning. It's a nice luxury to have as a hitter to know that you're going to have some traffic. May not always be in scoring position, but also, at least Lindor and Ramirez. Now, Brantley can steal a base, but Lindor and Ramirez, when they're on, they cause trouble because the pitcher has to think about them.
Yeah, you got to pay a little attention to those guys at first. The Indians are #1 in stolen bases. They've stolen 89 this year, only been caught 22 times with a great ratio.
2-2 in the dirt. That would have been a good pitch to run on, but you've waited this long. Now you can go on the 3-2.
Absolutely.
And Rajay Davis, who even in limited playing time has 16 steals.
He's had 16 for a while.
Brantley is off, and a swing and a miss. Edwin goes down fishing, and the inning is over. After one, no score in Cleveland. Miguel Sano, Max Kepler, and Ere Adrianza for the Twins. Sano takes a strike over the outside edge. He was at the plate when Polanco was thrown out trying to steal to end the first. Lost his hat. Swings through it, 0-2.
Well, we saw that a couple of times last night on the swing and miss. I don't think that helmet's big enough. I don't know if they make him any bigger than the one he has on. He's got a mop up there. They may have to get him a chin strap.
It's funny you mentioned that. Somebody posted on Twitter this morning an old video clip of Jose Ramirez, a straight steal of home when he was with the Akron, then
the
Arrows.
Ducks. Yes, the Rubber Ducks put it up yesterday.
And it looked like the batting helmet looked like it was gigantic on his head at that time. There's the double flaps.
Look like Kazoo.
Yeah, but he stole home, slid, and helmet didn't fall off.
Think about it. A couple years ago when he was hitting doubles and he was running, he'd fly out of that helmet all the time and kick it.
That was 5 years ago,
Was
Matt, that film was
That
from.
film was?
Yes, it was.
Wow.
5 years ago. Had the same George Jefferson walk and everything.
Oh, so Archie, he scores, he gets up, and it's the strut right back to the dugout.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
Yeah, you can't get me. You can't throw me out. What are you, crazy?
A little swagger.
Oh. It was awesome. Here's the 2-2. And Andre, I think, if I remember, I think they said something, whoever was doing the call, that Naquin was on the bases as well.
Yeah, Naquin was behind him on first base.
Okay, there you go.
And it was a left-handed pitcher on the mound. And I can tell you that's something that our hitter, there's a couple guys on this team that want to take advantage of that situation here in the big leagues.
What, first and third, left-handed pitcher on the mound? The guy at first base fakes or breaks and to get picked off, and the guy from third takes off.
Well, Lindor thinks he can do it clean. But remember, Javi Baez has done it twice for the Cubs this year, where the lefty is thrown to first, and he's been on third and gone home.
Yes.
Lindor has told me with a wink, I can do it without that throw going to first, and I'm going to do it.
Well, he could be right. You got to be aware of it. That used to be a play that Billy Martin always used to run.
Slow chopper. Here's Ramirez with the bare hand grab, but the throw was up the line, and Alonso was not going to risk his limb with Sano charging down the chalk.
Oh, that'll be a base hit and an error on Jose on the throw. And he made the catch with the bare hand, but on the transfer and the throw, he was running. Just no way you're going to get in. That's like an 18-wheeler coming down the line.
You see where the ball was, though? It looked like it got too far back
in his hand,
in the palm of his hand, and he just couldn't get.
Yeah, and they're just like it has to be a perfect grab and catch with the spin coming out of the grass. Not an easy thing. So a hit and an error.
Max Kepler, he looks at a strike. Popped up, foul, out of play. See if Kluber can keep the Twins off the board with that leadoff man already in scoring position. Minnesota has been held to just 2 for 19 in the series with a runner in scoring position. Though on the year, they're still, how in the world could they still be hitting 274 if they're 2 for 19 in the series?
Well,
but
you're late into the year.
They're 5th in the majors in that category. Outside, 1-2. And the 1-2 misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Back-to-back pitches away. Wondering if he's trying to get Kepler to lean out there and maybe lock him up with that little two-seam fastball that starts at his hip. Kluber had that pitch working very well in his last start against the Angels. He's on that first base part of the rubber, and he starts that ball at the hip, and it has great movement. There it comes. Oh, that was a cutter.
checked his swing and it's fouled off.
Remember in that start against the Angels, a lot of those hitters were getting aggressive early, knowing that Kluber was throwing strikes. They wanted to try and get to him early, so they had some really easy innings and few pitches in an inning. But you know that's going to happen when you face a guy like Kluber that hitters don't want to fall behind on, because he can put you away so many different ways.
To center field, Greg Allen has to run a ways over into left to cut it off. He makes that catch and holds Sano at second base, 1 down. There's our Kia drive to success. Corey is right there among the win leaders in all of baseball. Hey, Ray Adrianza, 0 for 2 in the series. He's been limited to a couple of pinch hit appearances. Gets the start here this afternoon. And a little bit outside, ball 1. Pulls that foul. Adrianza, a native of Venezuela, originally signed by the San Francisco Giants when he was just 16 years old. Adrianza did make it to the big leagues with the Giants, but not a ton of playing time, and eventually they put him on waivers. Brewers claimed him, and then the Twins got him off the waiver wire from Milwaukee. Fouled back out of play. Two years ago in 40 games with the Giants, he batted .254. A couple of homers, 7 runs batted in. And a 2-2 foul back.
They have done a nice job of fouling off some pitches here off Kluber early in the game, but he is trying to elevate the fastball. 6-2 strike foul balls.
A lot of pitches for Kluber early, 33 already, as you see. And the 2-2, another foul ball.
You know, that's where I think when you're sometimes pitching in your own division and hitters have a pretty good feel for you because they faced you 3 or 4 times in a year, that's how you get some foul balls. When you face teams you only play once a year and you've made maybe 1 start against them, they don't see you. They don't exactly know what you're trying to do. By the time they figure it out, they're on a plane going home.
2-2. I would totally understand and buy into your theory, except Adrianza's only faced him 2 times this year, 2 at bats, and yet he's up here fighting him tooth and nail, putting up a really quality AB.
Yes, he is, and fouling off some pretty good pitches for a guy that is not playing all the time.
This is the 8th pitch of the at bat. And a line drive. Kipnis with a nice backhanded pick. He'll throw him out, 2 down. Sano moves to third.
Look at the distribution for Corey Kluber. Fastball 41% of the times. Now that cutter is also a fastball, but it has a little movement to it, so that's 31%. The curveball, 21%, and his changeup, which will come to left-handers.
Jake Cave. There's a breaking ball to the outside corner for strike one. It just doesn't seem like, you talk about a straight four-seam fastball. He doesn't maybe throw many of those.
Right.
He'll throw that two-seamer that moves.
Yeah.
He'll cut it and move it the other way.
Yeah, he doesn't like to throw anything straight. He's a left-hander in a right-hander's body. And he can make it go both east and west and north and south.
Chop towards second. Kipnis has it. Flips it to first. Inning over. Kluber works around the leadoff single in the air. No score. Middle of the second.
Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone.
Yonder Alonso will lead off here in the home half of the second inning. And Jose Barrios misses outside with a fastball. Long fly ball, deep right field, going, gone. Home run number 20 for Yonder Alonso, and the Indians will play from in front today.
I thought that Barrios has been on a roll. He hasn't given up a home run in his last 5 starts. But boy, Lindor almost had one, and here Alonso gets one. And that's going to be number 20 for Yonder.
And the 18th allowed by Barrios on the year.
Here it is on our Nissan pitch tracker. Up out over the plate. Some swinging room. That's like the ball he hit the other day for a home run. Right to the barrel of the bat it went. It's a one swing. It's a 1-0 game.
Melky Cabrera looks at a curveball low and away. And that breaking ball catches the plate to even the count. popped out of play.
Yeah, the last time that Berrios gave up a home run was that July 4th start at Milwaukee. He gave up 3 home runs, and then he just went 5 straight starts until this one that Alonso hit. So he's been in a pretty good groove.
Yonder hit 28 last year. I wouldn't say that 20, it's not a milestone. It's more like a marker. You get to 20. Now, that's a pretty good spot to say, all right, back-to-back years, 20 or more. Obviously, if you can get to 25, then.
Yeah, but I'm sure when you get to 28, that's the highest he's ever been.
Right.
The first time he ever hit 20 before he's going, I'm thinking 30, you know, not 20. But I agree with you. I agree with you. 20's good. You get to 20, then you just keep going from there and build on. And if you can get to 25, then next goal. But he's had some pretty good year, solid. When he stays within himself, and sometimes he really can get a big swing going. But boy, when he stays short to the ball, and he's had some big hits going the other way.
Well, that's 7 home runs in his last 18 games now, too. So you get him in bunches sometimes with power hitters. And I think Yonder's a guy that necessarily wouldn't be classified or even think of himself as a power hitter. But boy, all of a sudden, last 2 years, he's kind of changed his game.
The light went off. Yes, yes, it has.
Andres talked a lot about, you know, the focus he's put on his lower half, getting stronger down there, and how that's translated to him launching balls. Ball 4 inside to Melky Cabrera. StatCast AI powered by AWS shows the Yonder Alonso home run.
Up and out over the plate, 400 feet.
2 things. High fastball. Tito has told me when he stays off the low pitch and keeps the pitches above the belt, he can be one of the better hitters on the team. Other thing is, you guys talk about 20 home runs. Remember his workout partner in the offseason down in Miami told us that he expects 40 from him at some point in time. So you guys can have like that 20 talk. He's got to deal with 40 when he talks to Manny Machado.
All right, you talked about the high fastball too that Teeter talks about. Most lefties like the ball down and in. You know, he likes it up and away. That's not a that's a rare lefty.
Because like you said, that swing can get long at times. Right. He says he likes it up, so he's got to force pitchers to bring it up to him.
Jason Kipnis 3 for 11 in the series with a home run. One ball and 2 strikes. Lays off. Fastball was moving away. And now a full count. Berrios and Kluber both here in the early going, and again, it is still early in the game, and when you have pitchers of that caliber, they can lock into a groove and take off. But here in the early going, a couple of good pitches and a couple of pitches where they're just missing. They're just not quite as sharp here at the outset.
Yeah, he already has 2 walks. He doesn't walk many.
Ball 4, another one. Back-to-back walks, in fact, now here in inning number 2. It's going to bring out the pitching coach, the catcher, and everybody on the infield.
Well, let's look at Berrios. 34% 4-seam fastballs. That's even lower than Kluber's. The curveball is 30% of the time. That 2-seam fastball and the changeup combined. So this is a young man. You're right. He's not on his game right now. He doesn't have that pinpoint control that he normally does.
Roberto Perez will be the batter, 1 for 3 with a double in the series. 2 on, nobody out. And something you hear us say, and you'll hear other commentators say it, you get a starting pitcher who's a little shaky early, you want to get to him. You don't want to let him settle in, especially guys of the caliber of Berrios and Kluber. If they give you an opening, you better get through it.
Well, I expect to see maybe a bunt here, even though Allen's on deck. You're just trying to move him over. He doesn't have his his excellent stuff, so see if he can move the runners along. Looks like Minnesota's thinking along the same lines. Sano's in above in front of first base. Adrianza is angled at third.
Well done.
Yep.
Berrios
Well
only
done.
play is at first, and Roberto is out number 1 on the sacrifice.
Well done.
Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. We talked about this earlier. Leonis Martin was not feeling well yesterday, and so he went from not feeling well to being placed on the 10-day disabled list, which has everybody speculating, wondering what in the world is wrong with him. Bottom line is Greg Allen was called back. It's his 5th different tour of duty with the Tribe, the big league club this year. Andre, anything else to add?
I tried my best with Chris Antonetti this morning. He told only what he could tell. As you guys know how rules work with hospitals and things of that nature. I said, after these 10 days, you expect Martin back. He said, Andre, I can't get into it right now, but he hopes that he will be. But with Greg Allen, you mentioned his 5 trips back and forth between Columbus and Cleveland. Both Tito and Chris Antonetti appreciate what he's been able to do because they said he's worked on the things they've asked him to work on, and he's kept a great attitude. And Greg has told me, I can only focus on the day that we have. He goes, so I'm going to focus on the day, and I'll worry about tomorrow.
The 0-1 is fouled up the third base side. Not to put you in an awkward spot here, but is there any information as far as is Martin with the team? Is he?
Well, we asked that question too, and I'll just give the answer so that people can hear it. Chris said he would love to tell us whether he was in the hospital or at home, but he's not allowed to at this point. I asked, is this a surprise? Since he just came over here, and he said absolutely was surprised. I just hope that he feels better sooner than later.
Okay. I think that's the hope of everyone. Here's the 0-2. And Allen takes. It's low. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Berrios going for the strikeout now, getting ahead of Allen and trying to get him to chase out of the zone. This is one time where a pitcher could use a strikeout. He's going after it after giving up the home run, the 2 walks, and a sacrifice.
Down goes Allen. 2 down.
Comes a curveball. You'll see it. Going down. Good pitch out of the zone again, and he got him to chase it. He gets his 2nd strikeout, the 2nd out of the inning.
Could be a huge lift for Berrios if he can get Lindor and get out of the inning. If Frankie gets him here, that could go a long way to determining the outcome of this game today, even though it's only the 2nd inning. Wilson with a good stab.
Yeah,
keep that one from going to the
take into
backstop.
consideration first base is still open, so he's going to go at him as hard as he can.
Well, remember, you pointed out first time up, Lindor almost hit one out foul. Then he almost hit one out again that was fair, caught just in front of the wall by Max Kepler.
He doesn't have to throw him strikes. He can, if he ends up walking him, he'll have to face Brantley, but he doesn't want his fellow countrymen to hurt him here, because with 2 outs, when you can get out of an inning and you have runners in scoring position, that when you're facing a guy like Kluber, you certainly want to minimize the damage.
In the 2-game series that was played between these 2 teams down in Puerto Rico, game 1, it was the Francisco Lindor show as he hit the home run that sparked the Indians to the 6-1 victory. Game 2, the story was all about Jose Berrios, even though he didn't factor in the decision. 7 shutout innings. He was brilliant. And the Twins eventually won 2-1 in 16 innings. Lindor with a line drive, base hit right field. Scoring is Cabrera. Here comes Kitness, and Lindor is caught at a rundown. And they throw it away. Lindor safe at second base. 3-0 Cleveland. For Lindor, his 72nd and 73rd runs batted in on the year.
Oh, a big hit right there. 2 outs. He came back at him with a heater. He threw one by him inside and then comes back again, and Lindor nailed it. They want it inside where the last one was, but it leaks out. And that one was down and away, and he took advantage of it. Drilled it into right field. They had him out when they cut the ball. Sano made a big mistake here. You get rid of the ball, but you get into the rundown, and look at a lob throw over the head. And Frankie said something to him. He turned around and said, "Ha ha, I got you."
The old backyard taunt.
Yeah.
Well, he is in scoring position now after the error.
Yeah, watch him as he comes back. He's going to turn around right here after the flip, and he sees it go into left field. And there he goes. Gotcha.
Gosh, I mean, that's something as kids we practiced with our friends in the backyard.
Hot box.
We called it the pickle.
Down.
You're
Yeah,
the pickle. You're back
right.
and run down, back and forth. And one of the things that you would always be challenged by was, what do you do when the guy's right in your throwing lane? He tried to flip it over him. We were always taught try to step to the side and get a better angle. And Sano tried to finesse that ball in there, and it sailed on him.
Yeah, it can even happen at the big league level, no doubt. But you go back to that at bat. The pitch before the hit, he made a quality pitch. That's where they wanted the second one, a fastball inside. But awfully difficult to locate that consistently in there, and it leaked out over the plate, and Lindor burned him. And I sort of shocked me. If you miss inside, you got to miss in off the plate, not out over the plate.
A big early clutch 2-out, 2-run hit by Lindor after he won the game last night with a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. Here today, he gives the Indians a nice cushion.
Those 2-out base hits go a long way. That lets everybody else in that dugout or in that lineup relax. And they don't feel so tense where they have to drive it in now.
To first, Sano has it. He'll take it to the bag. The Indians are now up 3-0 after 2. This year, when they lead after 2 innings, they are 32-12. Nothing. Johnny Field batting 8th will lead off for Minnesota. Fouled right back. Kluber ahead of Field, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right field. Melky Cabrera makes the catch. Let's check in with Gabriela Cruz.
Thanks, guys. We are just loving this 2019 All-Star Game logo reveal. And for the next 7 days, you can come on in only at Progressive Field, exclusively right here. We're going to have All-Star gear that you can check out, hats, shirts. We've got some novelty items right here, something for everybody. So come on in and get your hands on them. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Gabriella. Here's Bobby Wilson, the Twins catcher. Takes a strike. Wilson 0 for 3 in the series. And Kluber paints the outside corner. It's 0-2. Reached for it. Kluber will take the flip from the glove of Alonso, and there are 2 down.
I think Alonso just flipped it to him because Kluber got over there in time, and he says, okay, you're coming my way, let me give it up. And he gets rid of it quickly and leads him right to it. There you go. PFP.
Yeah, they work on that all throughout spring training, and then we saw him just the other day here at Progressive Field with the pitchers out there and the first baseman, the third baseman, everybody, the whole infield out there.
Yes, they did. They were just going over it again. New pitchers, and why not cover it? You got something, Andre?
Yeah, I can tell you certain guys weren't happy that they had to do it because they said, we haven't done this in spring training. And then Mike Sarbaugh goes, well, that's why we're doing it right now. The other thing, remember when Alonso, when it was raining 2 nights ago and the ball got stuck in the web of his glove?
Yeah.
He says when it got wet, some of the strings got loose, so we had to get it tightened yesterday. He says for whatever reason, when it gets wet, that web part of his glove gets just weaker. So when you just saw him flip the ball, that means they strung it up, and it's a lot stronger than what it was 2 days ago.
Who's the glove doctor down there, Andre?
I believe he used one of the bullpen catchers to be the doctor.
Ricky?
Ricky? No, it wasn't Ricky this time. They make everybody work. JD does it sometimes down here, but
this is what we're talking about the other night.
Yes, there
Alonso
you go.
got the ball, but it was stuck in the webbing, as you see there in the pocket.
And he told me he knew, Matt, that it was getting a little loose, but he said it had been fine. And he said once it got wet, that thing got as loose as it's ever been, and it scared him because he said, he goes, next time that might come through and hit me in the face.
Right, because it's not like that was a line drive that got wedged in there.
No,
that was just a kind of a routine ground ball.
Absolutely. I bet your dog had fixed it, tightened it up.
3-1 pitch. Right center field. Greg Allen calls for it, makes the catch. Kluber cruises through the third. He has set down 6 straight. 3-0 Cleveland. Hold true moment. Bottom of the third, Jose Ramirez to lead it off. Fly to center his first time up. 1 for 9 in the series for Jose.
Yeah, not what you want to do. If you're going to go with your curveball early in the count, you want to throw it for strikes, get me over pitches. Because then you got to come back when you fall behind a hitter like Ramirez and really make quality pitches, and you better be on target.
And there's ball 4. So that's going to bring up Edwin Encarnacion, and we were talking earlier about Edwin and getting opportunities to do damage early in games. And so Tom Boschenek tells us that Edwin has played 103 games, and 70 times he has come to the plate in the first inning. So almost 70% of the time. And that includes now 25 times he started out of the 5-hole.
That's true too.
So that speaks to how well
ratio
Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez have done getting on base. One of them at least in the first inning. Out goes Bobby Wilson, second mound visit of the day already for the Twins, and we're here in the third inning.
Well, he ties a season high in walks now with 4. He walked 4 on June 29th against the Chicago Cubs in 4 1/3 innings. He allowed a season high 6 earned runs in that ball game and walks. So he's at 4 walks now, and he's at 3 runs allowed.
And he's at 26 balls, 26 strikes.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you, remember the other night, Jose Ramirez hit a foul ball over to the end of the Twins dugout. Barrios, remember they were over there giving him the business.
Oh yeah, right.
And you said, well, Santana can laugh it up all he wants. He doesn't have to face Ramirez, but Barrios is going to get him on Thursday.
That's right.
Be careful. The 1-0 to Edwin. You wonder, even for a pitcher as good as Barrios, we've seen it before. Well, you can get frustrated when it's not going where you want it to go.
He's still a young kid. He's 24 years old, you know, and he's learning. He's on the job training, and he's the best starter on that staff. You know, he's taken on a role for a young player where if you had a veteran like Santana who missed most of the year because of his surgery, you know, he had to take the leadership role and step up and be the #1 starter, which he has done, but he's still got to go through, you know, some issues and just experience, I guess. We're going to see this guy for a long time in our division and pitching against the Indians, and he's a good one if he stays healthy.
Well, just since May, only 3 teams have really tattooed him. The Tampa Bay Rays got him for 6 runs in 6 innings on July 14th. Cubs got him for 6 runs in 4 1/3 in June. Up and in. And the Angels got him for 5 runs in 5 1/3 back in May. It's not often, but every once in a while he has one of those games where he gets knocked around, and maybe he's headed for one of those games here this afternoon. It's only the 3rd inning, but the Indians have 3 on the board, and he's doing a lot of pitching from behind.
Well, and the thing, they only have 2 hits, the solo home run.
Ground ball cut off by Polanco. Long throw. It's in time, and Edwin is retired. 1 down. Ramirez in the scoring position. Yonder Alonso led off the second with a bang. And in this series, he has twice led off an inning with a home run now.
Well, Well, that one gives them a lead. Then the other hit they have is a big 2-out hit by Lindor to give them a run. Last night they didn't get the hits to score the runs until the walk-off in the 9th. You know, it was a ground ball. It was a sacrifice fly. Today they have 2 hits, and both hits have driven in runs. So that's a good thing.
He wanted that fastball in. He gave him a little bit of swinging room, but Alonso fouling it back. Down and in. Alonso is just 2 for 12 in the series, but both of his hits have been home runs.
Good save.
Well, he said he went around. Well, I sure didn't think he did. But let's take another look.
Well, I was almost looking at the catcher because I thought that ball was going to get by him, and that's close. Yeah.
But as you say, at least it's not the 3rd strike. It's only the 2nd.
Yeah, it's the 2nd one. You can live with it as long as it's not the 3rd. Yep, they can get the ball up. Hit the high fastball for the home run in his first at bat.
You see the shift. Forsythe way out in the shallow right field. Three 0 Indians on top, 3rd inning. And the 2-2 from Barrios. Inside and a full count. 31 balls, 31 strikes for Jose Barrios, with 1 out here in the 3rd. Oh, he got him to go fish. 3rd strikeout for Barrios, 2 down.
Well, Sugardale Dollar Dog Night will return on Friday, August 17th. The Tribe will take on the Baltimore Orioles, and 10,000 fans will receive an Indians yard flag. That'll be courtesy of Progressive. Then you want to stay after the ball game for a Jim Thome celebration fireworks display. That'll be presented by Pierre's. You better get your tickets at Indians.com or use the ballpark app. That's the next homestand a week from Friday.
Yeah, and then folks, that is a quick homestand. Ramirez is safe back at second base. It's just a 3-gamer. They're
Right.
coming back Friday, Saturday, Sunday against Baltimore, and then right back out for another week.
Huge weekend plan. That's a good one. Jim Thome fireworks show. Then we're going to celebrate Jim Thome's induction into the Hall of Fame on Saturday. Kids Day on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great weekend. Come on out, have fun. Only 3 homestands left.
Melky chases one, and not to mention, Arch, when you think about it, now that I look at the schedule, that's really the last shot for school kids before before they go back to school.
Yes, it is.
I think most schools will be back in session at the week of August 20th at some point.
Yeah, we've got Johnny. He's leaving he's going back to school.
The 0-1. Cabrera pulls it foul. Barrios has Melky Cabrera in the hole 0-2 with Jose Ramirez standing at second base. And Cabrera fouls it back.
He's going to continue to go down and in. Something off speed. He's been able to get him to chase that pitch, and he just fouls that one off. There you go. Watch this. Just a boom. That's down off the plate. Catcher Wilson almost going like it was going to be in the dirt.
Once the elevated fastball, and Cabrera fouls that off.
He's fouling off some tough pitches.
Are there days, though, for whatever reason, where it just feels easy, like I can just flick it and foul anything off?
It doesn't look that easy. He's working. He wants to. Well, you know what makes it work? That guy on second base. You want to put it in play. You want an RBI. If there was nobody up there, it may not be. He may not be fouling him off like he is now.
There's a ground ball to second, should end the inning, and it will. No runs, no hits, one left through 3. Cleveland 3, Minnesota nothing. Minnesota. And Alonso with a tough play, and he made it look pretty simple.
Boy, the lead was very nice to Kluber, and he gets rid of the ball quickly. He likes to lead his pitcher, but I thought it was going to be a little more difficult than what he made it look like. I mean, he had to stretch. I think Kipnis was right there to get that ball, but he picked it and led Kluber to the bag beautifully for out number 1. Watch this. Right there, head high.
Alonso looked over to Kip, and Kip just threw his hands up. Was like, okay, way to play ball hog. Go ahead. Jorge Polanco bounced into a fielder's choice in the first inning. I do think, though, you know, in that instance right there, if you're Alonso with a left-handed hitter who can run pretty well, if you can cut that off, I think that's the better play, because if it gets by you and then Kipnis has to make the longer throw, it's 50-50 whether or not that guy can beat it down the line.
You know, it's almost like obviously he felt he could get there and he could make the play, but you got to know where your second baseman's playing exactly so you don't wander off too far.
Yeah, that was the other thing. If he didn't get that ball, it was Kluber was going to have to take the throw from Kipnis.
Right. And I think that was right. It hit right at Kipnis, but he made the play, so good play. If you don't or it deflects off his glove, then it's an infield single, depending on how far it goes out that way.
Oh, he rings him up. Did you see the dot? That was an absolutely unhittable pitch.
Well, was that the comebacker?
Watch where this ends up, though. I mean, I understand Polanco's gripe because he's thinking, no way, that's a strike.
Wow, that's a nasty pitch. Yeah, as a hitter, you're feeling I can't hit that, and you can't give him that. But it wasn't that. If it was off, it wasn't off by much.
Just the second strikeout for Kluber here today. 2 down. Miguel Sano, the batter. Sano was the last man to reach when he topped the ball, and Ramirez came charging in, made a bare hand grab, but he couldn't get a good grip, and the errant throw sent Sano on to second base. Now it's 0-2.
Now let's see if they stay upstairs with a fastball to him. Elevated. He's been going to swing at that, and Bauer got him a couple times up there.
Fastball, and he watched it. Third strikeout for Kluber. Back-to-back Ks here in the fourth. He has retired 9 in a row.
Performances by New Order, the Yvette Brothers, SZA, Revivalists, Cake, and many more. And to purchase single day or full weekend tickets, go to Incaya.com.
Jason Kipnis takes a look. It's up high. That music festival is going to be right downtown on the mall.
Yes.
And we were talking to somebody that's very familiar with the bands, and they said it's somewhat similar to Lollapalooza, if you've ever heard of that music festival or been to it or listened to any music. Sort of like if those of you who have Sirius XM radio, alt rock.
Oh yeah,
that's one of my channels I've got programmed in.
Oh, you got everything in your phone, man. Let's go. You're a man of the people.
70s, 80s,
yeah,
alt rock.
That's
Little
not
jazz,
what Arch listens to.
some Sinatra.
It's all the good stuff. All the stuff that Arch. Oh, you listen to Sinatra.
Who?
You. I just remember you in Kansas City almost breaking our radio.
Really?
That's all he's got is Tom Jones.
Yeah, there you go. Bring up Tom Jones. Oh, goodness.
That's right. When we were in the car, when you
Right.
said the radio, you had me confused. But that's
We can't let him be in charge of the radio
no,
with
it's not
us.
good. He's got fingers like
Hammers.
like giant robot, smashing the buttons. The 2-2 to Kipnis. Just missed outside, full count.
Well, then you ride in the front seat next time. I'll be in the back. So take that. And we'll be there at the end of the month in Kansas
That's
City.
right.
Andre's town.
Outside, ball 4. And a leadoff walk and number 5 issued by Barrios.
Season high now in walks for Barrios.
Hey, we're going to be in Chicago tomorrow night. Shane Bieber, Carlos Rodon to match up. Alan Jensen will start our coverage with Indians Live at 7:30. First pitch just after 8. Right here on Sports Time Ohio. We're streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
The 5 walks ties a career high for Barrios. He's done that 3 times.
And the concern, I'm sure, for Paul Molitor is that it doesn't, even though he's still only given up the 2 hits, it's not getting any better for Barrios.
Well, the pitch count, he's at 77. This is the top of the 4th inning. Come on, this guy's so much better than that. This is one of his shakiest games, I think, of the year. He's only still giving up the 2 hits. Both hits have driven in the run. That came back in the 2nd inning. But he had a walk in the 1st. He had 2 in the 2nd that came around to score. He had 1 in the 3rd. Here we have 1 in the 4th.
Roberto sends a fly ball to center field. Jake Cave makes the catch, 1 down.
You know, on average this year, Barrios is averaging 15.2 pitches per inning, which that's good. 15 pitches per inning gets you, about 7 innings, and you're just a hair over, 100 pitches. Not today.
Greg Allen will be the batter, struck out his only time up. Fastball outside edge, strike 1. Just missed inside.
This has been just one of those days. Just missed. Yes, he did.
1 ball and 2 strikes. And a foul down the left side. Greg Allen with Francisco Lindor on deck. Indians scoring all 3 of their runs in the 2nd inning. Jason Kipnis draws that throw from Barrios, who has been very concern with the runners at first base on the day. Nobody has attempted a steal at this point. And so with this next pitch, Greg Allen will be the 8th Indians batter to see 6 or more pitches in an at bat. And he lines it into left field. It was elevated, and he just slapped it the other way, and now the Indians have 2 on, 1 out, and Lindor coming to the plate.
Yeah, it was elevated, and it was he gave him some swinging room.
Our great clip of the game from last night. One swing of the bat sent everybody home happy. A 2-out, 3-run homer to win it.
His 3rd walk-off of his career, 2nd home run.
And Carlos Carrasco brought the baby powder.
Looked like Uncle Drew when he was done over there when Andre was getting ready to talk to him.
And Andre had a bucket on his head at one point.
Yeah, he did. It fit quite well, I might add.
Wow. Wow. Gloves are off.
I was going to see if Sano wanted to use it as a helmet after you said they couldn't find one to fit him.
He might. That may stay on.
I was going to do the interview with it. Then I realized I couldn't see where the camera was or if my mic could be heard.
But it was intended for you, wasn't it, Andre?
Yes, I was set up.
You were set up, but you got out of the way, I think.
Well, Frankie tells me it would be better if I just sat there and just took it. I don't want to take it.
No, you don't have to. There's Uncle Drew, and there's Buckethead.
You should cut a deal with Gatorade.
I'm seeing if we can take that to Chicago with us.
Barrios with a 1-1 to Lindor, and there's a line drive right field. Kepler on the move, can't get it. Coming around third, Kitness will score. On his way to third is Allen. Into second with an RBI double is Francisco Lindor. He's driven in 3 on the afternoon, and it's 4-0 Cleveland.
Well, another multi-hit game for Frankie. Sets up this inning. This is a backdoor curveball, and he gets it out in front and pulls it down the line. His 38th double. He now has 74 RBIs as Kepler cuts it off, and he's going to home plate because of the man on first base. Double down the line, you try and keep that guy at third base. So now second and third, 1 out, and a chance to add on.
Yeah, it forces Minnesota to bring the infield in, and this will be yet another visit to the mound.
That'll save the
lost track. This is either the 3rd or 4th.
Well, they're just going to slow it down instead of sending the pitching coach out. They're just going to allow that Moya to get loose as quickly as possible.
So the Twins have 3 remaining.
3. Yeah, I see those 3 fingers that Adrian Johnson's putting up.
Brantley walked in the first. He grounded out in the 2nd inning. Infield in 2nd and 3rd for Cleveland. Down low, ball 1. Fastball in there for a strike to even the count. Brantley on the year with runners in scoring position. This kind of shocked me when I looked at this earlier. Hitting just .236.
He started out the year swinging the bat well, but that is surprising. Now there you can see he has had to work very hard all afternoon long. It's still not out of the woods yet.
The 2-1 and a foul back. You can have a 20-pitch inning and still get your way deep into a game, but when you average over 20 pitches an inning, you're just not going to be around long.
Yeah, you may have one inning that it gets away from you a little bit, you know, and then you can reel it back in. But when you start having 3 and 4, it's not going to happen. It's just not your day.
Oh, Brantley goes fishing, and he slams the bat in frustration. That's the 4th strikeout for Berrios, 2 down in the inning.
This is the good curveball from Berrios. Look at that. And the bottom falls out. Brantley chases it. Rarely do you see him go out of the strike zone and swing at a pitch.
So the Twins can back the infield up. They can put their shift on. And they're going to pass on Jose Ramirez. So they've walked him twice today, and now 6 times he has been walked in the series. And they're going to load the bases for Edwin Encarnacion, who is 0 for 2. And as we have said before, the Indians are probably going to see more and more of this strategy until Edwin starts making people really pay for it. The shift for the Twins, 3 on the left side, but really Polanco and Adrianza really over on the extreme left side of the infield. Forsythe, second baseman, just on the left side of the bag. So they're really figuring if Edwin hits it on the ground, it's going to be a dead pull situation.
Well, I'll tell you what, a base hit here could really just poke a hole in this one.
Out of play to the right, 2-1.
And we've seen him, when you get runners in scoring position, to really concentrate on staying on the baseball, maybe taking it the other way like he did the other night.
Yeah.
You know, where he had a base hit and drove in a run. Right center field.
Driven deep left, hooking, foul. Edwin shaking his head, upset, and he couldn't keep that fair.
Yeah, you get out in front, you can see the hook to the baseball. Terrific with the bases loaded this year, 5 for 7.
And the 2-2 pitch. Slowed it down, struck him out. Indians leave him loaded. They do add a run. And through 4, it's now Cleveland 4, Minnesota nothing. Lindor has driven in 3 on the afternoon. Brought to you by the 2019 Kia Sorento, the perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. And by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. 4-0 Indians on top. 5th inning. Max Kepler leading off for the Twins. Corey Kluber has retired 9 in a row since an infield single by Miguel Sano in the 2nd inning. Out in front of it. And the count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kepler, born in Germany. His parents were both ballet dancers. Driven to deep left center field, and what a play almost by Greg Allen. He had it, just couldn't quite hold on. And so Kepler's in the second base with a leadoff double. Man, what an effort.
Yeah, he had a long way to go there. That was great effort. He got to it, but on the backhand side, man, it looked like it just hit the ground and bounced out of his glove. Oh, no, he didn't. It went into the glove, and as he was diving, he couldn't get that arm extended. And that ground almost caused the fumble.
That is a weird looking.
That was
really. Oh man, I'm surprised his wrist didn't get injured on
That's
that.
why I'm saying if he could have had that out and up, that's hard to do.
Well, look, he's checking his thumb.
Yeah,
he had to get jammed up on that.
It doesn't feel good.
Great effort though. Well, Adrianza at the plate, grounded out his only time up.
It was a good at bat. It was about a 10-pitch at bat for him before he hit the ball right on the nose to Kipnis at second.
Foul back. Fly ball, plenty of air under it. Brantley is there. Tagging and heading to third is Kepler. And the throw is not quite in time. So a runner at third with 1 out now, and Jake Cave coming to the plate as we take another look at the effort by Allen.
Well, he's going to that backhanded side, and boy, I'll tell you what, you can't give any better effort. They give a 25% catch probability. That's like impossible. Oh, I love that stat.
25% maybe if Carl Lewis is
I was
playing
going to say
center
Bob
field.
Hayes out there, and he
Yeah.
dives for it.
We just so dated ourselves. You went Bob Hayes, I went Carl Lewis.
Well, I was just thinking of a guy that could fly and just ended up
Andre's
run under that fly ball.
Who are those old dudes they talking about?
He knows.
Michael Johnson would be more current.
All right, Megatron, whatever.
Did you just go Transformers on me?
Yes.
Jake Cave fouls it out of play.
Okay, now Kluber with an opportunity to go for the strikeout. 0-2 here. Even though the infield's going to stay back in a 4-0 ball game, they want the out. Wanted him to go after it. He did not.
The 1-2. And he drives it deep center field. Back is Allen. And making the catch. That'll get the Twins on the board as Kepler tags and scores. And Jake Cave has his 21st run batted in on the year. Two down for Johnny Field.
Number 51, Johnny Field.
The 0-1. A little low to even it up. Now the 2-1, and Johnny Field flailing away. Kluber has been much more efficient than his counterpart.
Yeah, he had that one hiccup in the second inning where he threw 26 pitches.
Now the 2-2. Swung on and missed. That's strikeout number 4 for Corey Kluber. The inning is over. The Twins are on the board. Halfway through, 4-1 Cleveland.
The Orioles are in town and 20,000 fans are going to receive a Jim Thome jersey. That's courtesy of Car Parts Warehouse. And then pregame festivities will include a Jim Thome Hall of Fame celebration. Get your tickets at Indians.com/tickets or use the ballpark app.
Gabriel Moya coming on to pitch now for the Minnesota Twins as Paul Molitor makes the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. Probably a lot earlier than he would have expected. But Jose Barrios, he had a day that, quite frankly, he's never experienced before. A career high in walks, 6 of them, though the last one was intentional. But it was a very strange day for Barrios, who made 97 pitches in just 4 innings of work. But he only allowed 4 hits, so the damage isn't worse than maybe it could be. And the Twins are only down 4-1. Gabriel Moya pitched in game 2 of the series, in which the Twins won. He worked a scoreless inning of relief. He did allow a hit and walked a batter. Did not face Yonder Alonso, though, in that game. And Alonso has led off 2 different innings in this series with home runs. One on one the count. Popped him up. And Soto has it, 1 down. Mid-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Yonder Alonso got it started in the 2nd inning with a solo shot, his 20th home run of the year. With 2 outs in the same inning, Francisco Lindor drove home 2 to make it 3-0. And then Lindor again in the 4th with an RBI double to make it 4-0. Melky Cabrera walked and scored in that 2nd inning, grounded out his last time up. Mike Pacta says that with the 20th home run hit by Yonder Alonso, that gives the Indians 4 players with 20 or more home runs, most in the majors. The Rockies and Yankees each have 3 players at the 20 or more homer mark. That's pulled foul. Melky Cabrera in his last 16 games with the Indians came in batting .300. Off the bat.
Boy, he didn't want to. He tried to hold up, but it still caught it, deflected off the bat. Watch it, maybe coming right your way. Just off. He barely took that bat off his shoulder there.
Sort of a left-handed Craig Kimbrell look there. Not quite as hunched over, but he's got that arm dangling. Right back at him, knocked it off of his body. And Moya able to recover and throw him out, 2 down.
Got him where he had a little padding. Watch, he turns around, you're going to get it right in the back of the leg. Right there. That's not a bad place to take it. And it deflected right where he could see it. So he picks it up and throws out Cabrera for out number 2.
Up comes Jason Kipnis. 2 walks, 2 runs scored. With the 2 walks today, Kipnis has reached base safely 34 of the last 37 games played here in Cleveland. And again, when you're having a year like Kip, he's just looking for any silver lining, anything that you can hang your hat on. The 0-2. Sunday into Monday, it looked like he had found something that was working for him. A little shorter approach. Swung the bat well. But then that was followed by an 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts the following night. So you
got to keep trying to do it every single day. You know, every day is a different day. If he found something there that felt good that day, you got to try and get it in and do it again.
Well, you said something was very telling. Whatever it is, don't forget it. Whatever that adjustment was, don't forget what it was. Outside, so he went from 0-2 to 3-2. And the payoff pitch is inside, ball 4, and he's walked for the 3rd time today.
After you're down 0-2, ends up working that walk. So, you know, patience. A lot of times you can go over there and swing at that pitch and, you know, oh man, I got myself out. But he's been on all 3 times today, and he's scored a couple of runs. The Indians in this series have scored 7 runs via the walk. Today they have 3.
Roberto Perez flied out his last time up. Outside edge, called a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, runner at first. Here in inning number 5. Indians leading it 4-1. Like Jason Kipnis, Roberto Perez looking for the positives. He's reached safely 10 of his last 15 games. Tied him up, struck him out, inning over. We've played 5. It's 4-1 Cleveland. September 8th at Edgewater Park. It's Glowtastic. Presented by Cover My Meds. It's going to light up the Cleveland Memorial Shoreway. You can register at neocycle.org. We at home or are we on the road for that? September 8th. Let's see. September 8th.
Toronto.
We're going to be in Toronto. I want to be Glowtastic. Bobby Wilson leads off for Minnesota. 6th inning, and Cleveland on top 4-1. Corey Kluber has allowed just 3 hits. He has struck out 4 and has not walked a batter. This will be pitch number 80 on the afternoon. 52 have been strikes to this point. And that's going to drop in for a base hit. That's the 4th time. So all 4 hits Kluber has allowed have led off innings.
Yeah, the 3 singles and a double, although one had an error on it, so there were 2 guys starting at second base. So Wilson gets his first hit, and back to the top of the lineup we go for the 3rd time.
Logan Forsythe started the game with a base hit. Flied out his last time up. He has had a good series, no getting around it. Right field. Cabrera. 1 down. T-Mobile built for baseball. Corey Kluber. He's built for pitching.
Yeah, look at the locations, the movement. 2 seamers running him in. Cutters going into the lefties, away from the righties, mixed with a great curveball. 4 hits allowed, 1 run allowed.
Eddie Rosario 0 for 2 has struck out, grounded out. Up high with a fastball. That's a pitch that Rosario could not lay off of his first time up.
Did you see him shaking his head in the batter's box? Now he says, okay, I got it now. I'm going to lay off of that.
There's a good fastball. That's a straight old Texas challenge right there. Corey Kluber says, all right, here's my best 4-seamer.
And that is. And we showed you he doesn't throw many of them, but there it was. It was about the belt.
Oh, down and in, 1-2. And you know from your experience, when you face a good pitcher, you get that one fastball,
better hit it.
You better put it in play.
Yeah, because he comes down, he's swinging at this no matter where it is, because look at, he's convinced I got to swing, and almost hit him in the back foot. Really did. He couldn't hold up. He was swinging at that breaking ball. He probably knew it was coming, but he didn't realize it was not going to be a strike.
And the 1-2 is hit in the air to right. Melky Cabrera going back, still going back. He's at the wall, and he can't make the play. He had a chance at it, but couldn't reel it in. But because of that, Bobby Wilson can only get to second base. Oh man, it looked like Cabrera was going to reel it in. We'll see on the replay what may have happened to him.
Well, he went upstairs to get this one. That was in a little bit more, and he put a good swing on it. Cabrera gets back. I don't think he had to jump. I think he could have stayed on the ground. He thought the wall was a little bit closer. He had another step, maybe 2, to get back to the wall. before he jumps. And when you jump up, it didn't go into the pocket of the glove. So there's not much that Wilson could do at first base. He thought he was going to catch the ball. So he just moves up one base. That's a break.
So 2 on, 1 out. Jorge Polanco, the batter. Polanco 0 for 2. That is hammered deep right. Back is Cabrera, and it's gone, and we are tied at 4. How about that? Jorge Polanco with his first home run of the year. Granted, he missed most of the season due to a PED suspension, but he makes his first home run count. A 3-runner off Kluber, the 21st allowed by the Indians right-hander, and the 4-0 lead has evaporated.
Yeah, that's scary. 2 pitches now. That's that cutter inside after a high fastball to Rosario, who almost hit it out. But this one gets out, and one swing of the bat, and it's a new ball game.
Miguel Sano takes a strike. Oliver Perez up in the bullpen. Twins had 3 hits in the first 5 innings, 3 hits now here in the 6th, and 3 runs in to tie it up. Popped up foul, out of play.
The start that Kluber made against Minnesota on June 15th that was in this ballpark. He went 5 innings and gave up 4 runs in that ball game, and he left trailing 4-0. Today they spotted him 4, but it's Minnesota coming back with 1 in the 5th and now 3 here in the 6th to put 4 on the board. So his second straight start in this ballpark against Minnesota, where they've been able to get 4 runs.
Oh, Sano threw his bat. You talk about showing up an umpire. If that isn't it, I don't know what is.
He was upset from his last at bat in the last call. If you watched him, and now you're right, he got away with it there. Take a look at the pitch. It's not that bad. He's lucky to still be in the ball game.
Absolutely. I've seen guys get tossed for way less than that. Two down, Max Kepler, the batter. He doubled and scored in the 5th, and breaks his bat here, pulling it foul. Corey Kluber was cruising along. He had retired 9 in a row going into the 5th, but the leadoff double by Kepler got Minnesota on the board. He eventually scored on a sacrifice fly. And then here in the 6th, a couple of hits and then a 3-run homer. But in Kluber's defense, Rosario's fly ball should have been caught. It wasn't a routine simple play by any stretch, but Cabrera was there. He had room. Maybe mistimed his jump a little bit.
Yeah, he thought he was closer to the wall than what he really was.
Had it in the glove, but couldn't hold on. And then the next man up hits the 3-run homer. And just like that, brand new ball game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the 6th. Swung on and missed. His 6th strikeout of the day, and he slams his bat to the ground. Man, what is going on with these guys? 4-4, middle of the 6th. Greg Allen will lead it off for Cleveland, then Frankie Lindor and Michael Brantley. Allen batting right-handed for the first time today. Singled his last time up.
Have had their leadoff man aboard 3 times in this game. Won the solo home run in the 2nd by Alonso and a couple of walks.
Ground ball right at Polanco. 1 down. Francisco Lindor to the plate, 2 for 3, 3 runs batted in, including a double. Our stat of the game brought to you by Buick. He leads the majors in runs scored, extra base hits. And he's on pace now to break Earl Averill's franchise record for runs scored. And that is a long-standing record. That was set in 1931 when Averill scored 140.
Yeah, incredible. That's you figure you play 162 games and he's going to play almost every one of them, you would think. But what a pace.
Now the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
Another multi-hit game for Lindor. He does that a lot. That's 47 times for Frankie.
Forsythe, the second baseman, will throw him out here, 2 down. Andre, do you think anything Lindor does anymore surprises, stuns his teammates? We heard Mike Clevenger last night say, oh, you look over, Frankie's on deck. Oh, of course. Does he bat every time the game is on the line? It just seems that way.
Well, he has come up in a lot of those situations. And I know the one thing Frankie said after the loss 2 nights ago, he kind of went to the guys and said, hey, that was my fault. That wasn't the pitch I was looking for. He got me. I just want that opportunity again. Even as all the guys are coming in, all the relievers, every one of them, the Ali Perez, he said, I told you guys, I got your back. I think that he has such confidence that, as we've heard Clevenger say, they want him up in that situation. They expect him, and they expect him to do something great, which says a lot about who he is and what he's been able to do in a short amount of time.
The 0-1. Brantley pulls that to second base. Forsythe throws him out. 1, 2, 3. We go to the 7th. 4-4. Your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Well, Minnesota rallying from behind. They were down 4-0. They have come back to tie it. 7th inning now. Corey Kluber still out there. Action in the Cleveland bullpen as he is about to make his 100th pitch of the day. Ehire Adrianza 0 for 2. One ball, 1 strike. Oliver Perez, the lefty. Neil Ramirez, the right-hander. One and 2 the count. Try to go out there again, but he missed.
Just a little too far off the plate. This is what Adrianza did in his first at-bat. Fouled off pitches, hung in there, worked it to a full count. Ended up making an out in that at-bat, but it was a good at-bat for him.
Yeah, especially for a guy that's not playing a lot. And Kluber gets the call, rings him up. That's 7 strikeouts now for the right-hander. Adrian Johnson barking at the Twins dugout. I think he just threw out the Twins pitching coach now.
He sure did. I can hear him say, "You're gone." Well, they've had a lot of complaints going on over there today. 1, 2, let me see, 3, 4 called strikeouts out of the 7.
This one was definitely, I can see their argument here. That one might have been a tad high. Garvin Alston, though, the pitching coach for the Twins, has been ejected. Two down.
To the plate now for Minnesota, left fielder Johnny Field.
Johnny.
I think that might have been the hitting coach that was ejected, which would make a lot more sense. James Rowson.
Okay. Yeah, hitting coach is going to be yelling for his players.
You would
the pitching
think so.
coach would say, "Hey, give my guy some of those."
Right, and sometimes you see that happen too. Sometimes you never know who the bench jockey is that gets ejected. You just got somebody down there that says the magic word. In that instance, you heard Adrian Johnson say, "That's enough. I don't want to hear anymore." The argument continued, and then he said, "All right, that's it. You're gone." Two-two. Line to center. Allen won't get there. And a base hit for Johnny Field.
Well, he's a guy that can, you know, he hasn't been with Minnesota very long. I'm talking about Johnny Field, but he's stolen 4 bases this year, hasn't been caught. It's a tie game. You know, you've got your 9th man hitting. You may take a chance at sending him.
Figure this will be the last hitter for Corey Kluber, one way or the other. Wilson, who had a base hit in the 6th inning and came around to score on the 3-run homer by Polanco. Popped away, but not enough for Field to take off. That hit for Bobby Wilson, by the way, just the 21st hit in 123 at bats. We do have confirmation James Rowson, the hitting coach, was ejected. A little disappointed in our boy Shelty.
Why is that?
I want to see him get the heave-ho. Go out there and put on a show.
He's
back
the bench
home in
coach.
Cleveland.
No, it's a bench coach. You can't do that. That's the manager's job.
Was Molitor would you say he was a hot-tempered player, or was he pretty even keel when he played?
No, he's pretty even keel. I mean, the game, he understood the game. If he had a legitimate beef, he would say something, but I don't think he was hot-headed by any means.
Now with replay, we don't see many managers arguing.
No, it's tough. You just have to. Everybody stands on the field and looks up at the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And they sit and talk about it themselves.
Really, other than balls and strikes, there's not much to really go out and argue about.
That's true. Unless what they're seeing today, they feel like the strike zone's a little wider maybe for Kluber than it is their pitchers, so they've got to voice an opinion. Or
116 pitches for Corey Kluber. That equals a season high. And a fly ball to left. Should end the day for the two-time Cy Young Award winner. 4-4 stretch time in Cleveland. You'll get highlights, player reacts, game insights. All you have to do is follow Sports Time Ohio on Instagram. Gabriel Moyle staying in there. This will be his third inning of relief work. He may only be on for one hitter. I don't know. They have action, another lefty up in the bullpen, so it's kind of curious decision here. Maybe they like Moya better against Ramirez than Rogers against him. Not sure. Up and away. Jose Ramirez walked twice on the afternoon, 6 walks in the series. For the season, he has been walked 78 times. He's still 21 behind Mike Trout, though, who's been walked 99 times. Ramirez, the second most walks in the American League behind Trout. 2-2.
I figured we would be seeing it more, you know, coming down the last couple of months. We'll be in our division, you know, and teams that know how this guy has been, and he can hurt you in so many different ways. Well, let's just say they're going to be much more careful to him.
Wow, broken bat, foul ball. Interesting to see how the White Sox pitch to Ramirez. I can't remember the last time the Indians and White Sox played. It seems like it's been a long time. Let's see.
Get that right off the end of the bat. And we've seen that a lot this week.
20th is the last time the Indians and White Sox have faced
so
each
about
other.
6 weeks.
Upstairs, full count. Edwin Encarnacion waiting on deck. Here's the payoff pitch to Ramirez. He punches one out towards center, but Forsythe is there to grab it. 1 down. Edwin 0 for 3 today, and his last at bat the most telling. He was up with the bases loaded and 2 down in a 4-0 game and a chance to really land a knockout punch. But he struck out, awkwardly swung at the 2-strike pitch, and the inning came to an end. And the Indians haven't scored since, and now he pops one up weakly on the infield. 2 down. Molitor's going to go back to the bullpen now. 2 2/3, enough for Gabriel Moya. But he's not going to face Yonder Alonso. He wants another left-hander to do that job. We'll be right back. And back in the 2nd inning. This is how the scoring began.
Oh, fastball out over the plate, right into the barrel head of his bat, and Barrios knew it as soon as it left the bat. That was his 20th homer on the year. Gave him a 1-0 lead. They ended up adding a couple more after that.
4-4 now, 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Yonder coming to the plate, and he'll face a new pitcher, Taylor Rogers. The reason for the move, quite simple. Taylor Rogers has owned Yonder Alonso 0 for 7, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, he has a better breaking ball that he can slow it down, and that one, not even going to get to it.
Go to the 8th, tied at 4.
Has entered, so it's become a bullpen game. He's Jensen Lewis. I'm Al Pulowski. Boy, for a while, looked like the Indians might cruise today.
They were, and then all of a sudden, Jorge Polanco. And I think we'll look at it back on Indians Live post game. Melky Cabrera, he comes up with that catch possibly in right field. We may not be talking about a tie game right now.
We'll talk about that and more on Indians Live, brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. It is right after this one. Let's head back upstairs. Here's Matt and Rick.
Yeah, I agree, Jensen. It wasn't a routine automatic slam dunk, but man, you get back, you're there. Looked like it should have been caught. And now Brad Hand on for the Indians to take over for Corey Kluber, who went 7 innings. Hand has the top of the order: Logan Forsythe, Eddie Rosario, and Jorge Polanco. Brad Hand worked a scoreless inning last night. Struck out 2, gave up 1 hit. To third, Ramirez stays with it. Nice job, 1 down.
Go back to that 6th inning. Here's a fastball up and in, and he hits it, and there's the play right there where Melky had a chance to get that ball. You see, he jumped because he thought he was right at the wall, and he had about a 2 or 3 foot give, and then the cutter coming in, and that one left the yard, and that was a 3-run home run that tied the game. And that was the first home run hit by Polanco.
Well, here's Eddie Rosario, 1 for 3. Singleton scored in that 6th inning. That was the play we just showed you. Again, it wasn't an easy play. That's why there was no error charged.
No, not that it's an easy play, but I mean, I think it was up there enough where he had a chance to get back to the wall to catch it.
Yeah, and it was only a single because Bobby Wilson thought he was going to catch it, so he couldn't go anywhere. So he ended up just getting to second base. Foul back, 0-2.
Hey, when you're out there and you're trying to make a play like that, you don't know what he's looking up to, what the sun's like. He's got glasses on, the elements and everything like that. We're saying, all right, he had enough room. He got back there in time. He should catch the ball. But you got to talk to him about it and see why he didn't. And I'm sure he can explain it to you.
The 0-2. Missed outside with a fastball. Same pitch, same result. 2-2. Since Hand was acquired by the Indians, this is his 9th appearance. 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. Right field, down the line, and it's a foul ball. That was the jersey giveaway last night, the Bauer outage. Oh, nice play.
Yeah, it really was. Barehanded. Taking a good look at the souvenir he's going to take home.
The 2-2. There's a good fastball. Close enough. He had to offer. 2 down.
Well, let's take a look at the sequence from Brad Hand to Rosario. He started him off breaking ball, trying to slow that bat down a little bit. Back to back, and then he missed with a couple of fastballs away. Same spot, evens the count up, and then he went with another breaking ball. Rosario was looking for it, and then he said, okay, if he's looking for that, let's speed it up. And he went with a good fastball away to get the strikeout.
And Jorge Polanco looks at a breaking ball low. Way out in front of it. Good slow breaking ball. 1-1. And a foul back. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the 8th inning. Brad Hand deals, and a swing and a miss. They won't even have to throw down. Polanco gives himself up. 2 strikeouts for Hand. Middle of the 8th. Tied at 4. it off. Taylor Rogers, the left-hander, got the last out of the 7th, staying on the pitch here in the 8th. Addison Reed up in the Minnesota bullpen. Popped up left field. 1 down. Andrew Miller up for Cleveland.
Batting now for the Tribe.
Jason Kipnis has been up 3 times today and has walked all 3 times, scoring 2 runs. Two quick strikes on him. And Rogers picking up where Gabriel Moya left off. Moya only allowed 1 base runner in 2 2/3 innings of relief work. Two down. Here comes Paul Molitor, and we'll have another pitching change. Right-hander Addison Reed will come on to face Roberto when we come back. Reed began his career with the White Sox. Spent almost 2 years with Arizona, then to the Mets. Ended last year with Boston. Signed a 2-year deal with the Minnesota Twins in the offseason.
Yeah, he was one of their additions in the offseason, signing a veteran, bullpen help. But it hasn't paid off that well this year.
Addison Reed, according to the Twins media guide, born in Montclair, California. Went to San Diego State University. As I said before, he's pitched for the White Sox, the Diamondbacks, the Mets, the Red Sox, now the Twins, and he resides in Canton, Ohio.
No kidding. How does that work?
Not sure. We're going to have to delve into this one. Twins make one more trip here. We'll have to.
Yeah, by the end of this month, as a matter of fact, August.
The 2-1 to Roberto. And that'll even the count. Struck him out. We'll go to the ninth. 4-4. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. "4-4, ninth inning." Andrew Miller will come on to pitch now for the Indians. Miller making his 21st appearance of the year. Brandon Geyer is now in right field. Miller worked an inning and 2/3 of scoreless relief in game 2 of this series. He's got the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Minnesota. Miguel Sano takes a strike. Pulls that foul. One ball, 2 strikes. Sano had an infield hit in the second inning. Has struck out both times looking since then. Two and 2. Based on his histrionics earlier, if it's close, he better swing.
Yes, I would think so. After the last 2 at bats, I agree.
That one's just off the outside edge, a full count. Miller's 3-2. Slowly chopped to short. Lindor throws him out. Recapping today's storylines, brought to you by your Ford dealers. We thought it would be a classic pitchers duel. Barrios was not himself today, a career high 6 walks, and Corey Kluber was dominant through 5 and then gave up 3 runs in the 6th that tie it. And that's where we stand, 4-4 in the 9th. Lindor, 2 down. And now Adrianza will be the batter. Missed outside. One on one to count. Good pitch. Slowed it down. Broke it in over the outside corner. And now this crowd of 25,942 making some noise on the 1-2. Swung out and missed. He struck him out. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Tied at 4. Francisco Lindor in inning number 2 drove in 2. It made it 3-0. And then on the 4th, he drove in the Indians' last run of the game with a double, his 38th of the year. Lindor now has 74 runs batted in for the season. But they need one more run to win it. Greg Allen, 1 for 3 on the day, leads off the bottom of the 9th against Addison Reed. And a base hit into right field for Allen. So the winning run is aboard in the bottom of the 9th. Tuesday night, Lindor was up, and Fernando Rodney struck him out to end the game. Last night, He won it with a walk-off 3-run homer.
He had a plan. He was looking for the fastball and said, I'm just going to hit it to the shortstop. Man on third base, but he ended up getting a changeup and pulling it and hitting a walk-off homer.
Oh, he was ripping that first pitch fastball, but he fouls it off. I was curious to see if he was going to maybe give Greg Allen a pitch or two to see if he wanted to try and steal.
Well, you don't, because he doesn't really lift his leg up. He sort of slide steps it. So no, not up here, Allen. You got to stay put. Give Frankie a chance to swing it the way he's swinging the bat. Just be heads up for anything that maybe can bounce in the dirt. You don't want to hang a breaking ball and be ready to go.
Allen takes off. The pitch is low. The tag is not in time. And Greg Allen is in scoring position with a stolen base.
He took the chance and he succeeds. Nice going there by Allen. Had a jump and Lindor took it all the way. It was a ball. Head down, and I mean, he got a very good start. Goes to the outside part of the bag. That was close. I'm sure Minnesota's going to look at it for a while and see what they think.
Give it up, boys.
Well, he's still looking, still thinking. No, go ahead. They cleared it. Yeah, the hand got in there. Well done. So there's your winning run.
Now it takes just a base hit. Does that change Lindor's thought process at all? Well, he gets him over to third.
Yeah, that's it. He was looking to pull the ball, maybe find the hole, but he does his job and gets him over into scoring position.
Now Dr. Smooth can win it. Lindor has set him up. The Twins have to bring the infield in and the outfield in as well. Brantley 0 for 3 here this afternoon. Addison Reed deals, and it's outside, ball one. Field in left is somewhat shallow. Cave about normal depth in center, and Kepler is still deep in right. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because if you catch it, you've got to be able to throw him out at home.
Yeah, he has a better arm, but you have to come in a little bit. You're right. Game's over anyway.
2-0. Brantley taking, and that was maybe generous. 2-1.
Michael looking for a pitch he can elevate.
Ground ball single into right field. The Indians win it. They walk him off for the second game in a row. What a way to cap the homestand. Not to mention the series. The Indians take 3 out of 4 from Minnesota and send the Twins packing 11 games out of first. And the Tribe is now 64-50 on the year.
Clutch hit right there, infield in, gets it through. Another walk-off. Take a look at it. Brantley got a pitch down. He liked it. It was a breaking ball down, but he found the hole between first and second. So back-to-back walk-off. Sano went diving for it. You had good speed at third base and time to celebrate again. How about that? That's their 4th walk-off now, and they're 2 in their last 2 home games. That's a way to go out on a road trip.
I love it how you can't leave the dugout unless you're loaded with something now.
I know it.
Baby powder, water, Gatorade, peanuts, popcorn, seeds. I don't care what.
Whatever
you better
you
bring
can
something.
get your hands on. That's right.
Well, a bitter defeat for the Twins for the 2nd game in a row. But the Indians continue what looks now like their inevitable march toward another American League Central Division championship. Andre, I hope you brought an umbrella or a change of clothes. Maybe a wetsuit. Because Frankie is poised and ready to strike. Well, it was a good job by Greg Allen. I mean, think about this. This young man gets the call up probably in the middle of the night. Hey, get to Cleveland. We need you here. He gets here. He's in the starting lineup today. 2 hits. Leads off the bottom of the 9th, steals a base, scores a winning run. Let's go down to Andre. Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Oh, boy. He's going to need a shower.
And a new microphone. I think the mic's dead.
Hello?
Oh, it's still working.
What's up, boys?
Maybe it's waterproof.
Yeah, I guess so. So, Michael, what's going through your mind in that moment?
I just got to get the job done for my team. Greg Allen did a great job leading off the inning, getting on base, stealing second. Francisco Lindor put me in that opportunity by getting the guy over, and that's a team effort all the way around to win that game right there.
What goes through your? I know these moments mean something to you. Do you have to change anything that you're doing, knowing that the game is on the line and they may pitch you differently?
No, I got to just stay aggressive, stay under control, try not to do too much. Like I said, that was a team effort all the way around right there.
Get on the plate. Good job. Good job.
Gatorade, too. It's going to stick a little bit.
I had it last night. I'm used to it.
Great, that'll boy.
Thanks, bud. Get out of here.
That Gatorade's not good for the microphone either. But the Indians win it. And now head to Chicago in pretty good spirits with an 11-game lead now in the American League Central Division. We'll greet you tomorrow night from the Windy City as the road trip begins against the White Sox. Time now for Indians Live. Al and Jensen standing by. And 2nd game and more great theater for the Indians there at the end. Corey Kluber was dominant. 1 hiccup. But it's nice to see the guys rally back and get the win.
Yeah, back-to-back walk-off wins for the Indians. They take 3 of 4 from Minnesota in this series. They're now 11 games up. I think that's the high water mark. And Jensen, you and I were just saying, I know you said it half in jest, but you said, goodbye American League Central. That's it. I mean, if Minnesota had any hopes at all catching the Tribe, those hopes are down to none.
We just saw last week that Boston swept the Yankees right out of Fenway Park. It's not a sweep here, but you can go put it on ice. Make your reservations for October. Central Division champs. It's just a matter of time.
Last night it was Francisco Lindor with a 3-run homer to walk it off. Today it was Michael Brantley, the hero, with the 1-out single with the runner at third. I don't think Brantley would have it any other way. One of the best swings in the game, brings home the game-winning run, and the Indians take the Twins 5-4. Indians Live. We'll talk about it all next.